guys, it's Opheana Sikaal here. Today we want to talk with you about what might be anchoring you in third density and how to go about letting go of some of those anchors. So first of all, just taking a couple of deep breaths up and down from source to earth, just connecting your pillar, just to really come into the soul-infused personality state.
So again, you can feel how just breathing up and down your pillar a couple of times really grounds you and really opens that connection to the field around you and to source. So today we want to talk about anchors to third density. So third density is the current world we live in. Last time we talked about going to fourth density, which is sort of the new way of living, the new way society will set itself up. And so we want to invite you today to start looking at your life really, really honestly and write down, contemplate, meditate what is actually anchoring you down or anchoring you to third density, meaning what is holding you in your current state of consciousness. Now, some view it may be that you're actually quite happy and comfortable in life and you're actually cruising along, and that's a really nice place. It's nice to have that feeling of cruising along. We mainly want to talk to all of you who feel driven to grow spiritually. It's almost like one of your top priorities. Like we've always had that where we couldn't help but move through limiting emotions, things holding us back, and we were always moving forward spiritually and in our consciousness growth. And we know those of you tuning in will have that same feeling. If you're very happy with how things are and you don't feel a drive to move forward in your consciousness growth, learn more about yourself and be more of who you are in your potential, cruising into your mission, then maybe this message today is not fully for you at the moment, and it's totally fine wherever you are. We are mainly directing this at those of you who feel that intense drive of moving forward in becoming more of who you are.
What is your path currently? Because some are so driven that situations are coming up in your life that are asking you to move, and so that creates drive. So that's, who we're speaking with as well. It's where there's blockages in your life because you're not here, you're not listening to the call. The awakening is, is happening, but there's threads that need to be cut. There's anchors that need to be pulled up and let go of. And so for for some people on this earth, it's really about accepting where you're at and not trying to force yourself somewhere else, because then you feel bad about yourself. Then you feel like, I can't be what that other person is or do what they're doing. But that's not what you're meant to be doing. You're meant to be following your own path, and that's part of this. And so really, everyone can hear this message of letting go of anchors in different ways, but mainly it's about letting go of the 3D, third density anchors to move to fourth density, because if you are driven, then that's where you're being driven to. And fourth density can't have attachment. Fourth density can't have those lower level emotions. Fourth density is really getting to a place of such love for self, compassion for self, and love and compassion for others, mixed with, and this is where we see people deeply anchored, mixed with light. And light is the light from Ascended Master Sananda, the
truth energies.
Yeah, that's the Christ consciousness energies. It's pure truth. It streams pure truth, and truth can feel so clear that it can be uncomfortable because it's like straight through, and it can feel like it's not love, but the love comes in. So there's the love, the light. And it's finding that mix, because a lot of us have mastered the love and the compassion, or maybe not fully, but, to a high extent, and you need to mix the light in to be able to get to the next point. And sometimes the anchors they're connected in with that truth, the universal truth of, okay, so what do I need to let go of? Because a lot of us have been able to convince ourselves, explain things away. Oh, I need to keep this job. I need to keep this home. I need to keep these people. I need to have this. I need to have money safety. I need to have this. None of it matters in fourth density, and it's not about being unsafe and silly and making silly decisions before you've cleared what you need to clear to move forward. However, if you continue to convince yourself that you need these things to be able to exist, then you're going to stay anchored and stuck.
And that's exactly what it is about. It's like those little signals, the way spirit or your guides or Gaia or people around you or nature talk to you and continually show you, hey, you might want to have a look there. Hey, you might want to have a look at, is this place, this town where you're living, is it still right for you? And you're like, oh, no, it's fine, I'm happy here. Or the job you're in, or that mortgage that is attached to you. What's your connection to it? And a good place to come at it from is really being honest with yourself. Well, where have you been getting some signals over the last maybe 6 months or even a year, or just recently over the last months or even weeks? Because as you grow in your consciousness, everything will be fine-tuned. So what used to be a little signal now becomes a big signal. Why? Because your senses are heightened. So it might be very clear, all of a sudden, I don't know why, but I keep thinking about, am I still wanting to connect to this social group? Or am I still wanting to connect to this particular job? Is this town, this state, even this country I'm in, is it still what my spirit is calling of me? And all of this isn't per se about getting to fourth density the fastest. It is not a race, because your higher self, your divine presence, your guides will show you the way that is perfect for you. So let go of timing. However, follow the pulses, like we talked about before. Follow the heartbeat of Gaia, because all of that will be working with you to move you in the right tempo.
The natural rhythm.
Yeah, and if the natural rhythm is speeding up and pulsing you to make decisions quicker and really look at what is anchoring you down, then that is what is necessary. And this message to you from us today, you listening to it today, might just be divine timing in that regard.
With these anchors that we kind of hide from ourselves for a while, and they can niggle away, but it's very, very easy to sort of explain them away due to the programming in society, as we know, and due to what everybody else does. Everybody else does it. It's very normal. And to even question this thing that I feel is just sort of pushing at me, just niggling me a little bit. Have a look at it. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing, even other spiritual people. Find out what's right for you, and really, really look at what keys you need for you, not for other people. And you'll find it'll be very surprising every step of the way. You'll be guided, and to let go of things that, for instance, when Christ ascended and became Ascended Master Sananda, what is he taking with him? He's taking his expanded consciousness with him. That is where it's at. And so to think of items and things and mortgages and people, Christ didn't leave anyone behind. He's still pumping that beautiful Christ consciousness energy through. He didn't, maybe people who were in their personality cried when he left because the consciousness was at a point where they didn't really understand what was going on. But, it's not about leaving people behind. It's not about leaving the comfort zone behind. It's about getting to the new one. It's about getting to that next level of consciousness.
And part of this connects into a video we talked about, crossing the alone bridge. What you'll find on this journey with your anchors, letting go of them, with your initiations, is that it is a journey of a bit of courage, because you've got to move through things, and when you feel you leave things behind, and it means sometimes also leaving people behind, but you're not really leaving them behind because you're always connected on that spirit level. You must understand we all have a role in this particular life, and we've had roles in each other's lives, but when the mirrors are no longer there frequency-wise, it changes for both parties, but it doesn't mean that there's no longer a spirit connection. So hold on to that as you move on the pulses and the waves of your journey.
Or they'll meet up with you.
And they'll meet up with you again. Later. Don't be attached to that so much. And so sometimes it may feel like you're leaving things or people or places or events behind, but you're not, because you're doing your journey, and you may be doing it with a partner or a family or a group or whatever it is exactly. But understand that first of all, it may seem like you're crossing that alone bridge, but on the other side, which perhaps you could call fourth density, that's where you meet people who have done the same. And then all of a sudden, you're in a group again of like-minded souls. So in this transitional period, be okay with that, and understand that on a spirit level, it's all okay. You're all connected, and that is very important to hold on to in this phase.
Very much. And, you know, fourth density can feel a long way away, you know, the whole ascension process. How can we be ascending now? You know, we're still human. We still have to deal with the lower levels of money, of all of this type of thing. However, we have found and we have seen that it is actually possible to begin a higher level process, because all of us are in between this third density to fourth density, you know. So moving from that in your general life, it's actually possible. It's actually possible to start doing it now, living it fully, and not the, you know, live as if. We just are like, okay, what else can we do to live fourth density right now? What does fourth density mean? And is our home fourth density? Are the people in our lives living as fourth density as possible? What are we doing in our daily lives? And is it possible to live fourth density every single day? Every single day, and every moment, in every action that we take, with our family, with everyone that we interact with? Because there's so many choices to make, you know. There's so many choices where you go, what groups you go to, what shopping centres you go to or not. You know, we love home delivery because, you know, we don't have to go to places that we don't choose to go to. So we get to really, as much as possible, walk in fourth density now.
And these choices are made not from the lower mind. How would it be interesting to?
No,
it's really a soul, spirit-infused journey, and it's like a wave, and it's like riding the wave in your life. Your spirit, your team is doing the same for you. All you got to do is ride the wave and let go of things that don't fit anymore, and really be honest with yourself. Where am I lagging on this process? Where do I know it's time for me to make a decision, but I'm afraid? Well, it's okay to be afraid. You can either tap it out or breathe through it and allow spirit to infuse you with the courage to move forward through it. Because guess what? You will be moving through initiations. You may feel fear or anger or frustration. It's okay. You've got the tools. EFT is one of them, but you can also just allow spirit meditation or the violet flame, or there's so many methods to allow you to move through that, and just ask your spirit and your teams to help you with that.
And it doesn't have to be a forcing process at all. That's really important as well, because your divine presence, your spirit is constantly talking to you, and if you don't make space, if you don't let go of some things, they can't bring in the next level for you.
Yeah.
They can't bring in that next level of, you know, the initiation, which doesn't have to be an awful process if you continue to let go.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like Sikaal said in the other video recently with fourth density, it's like the whitewater rapids. However, if you've got everything set and you're all good, you can let go, and it can be really fast at times, and you can really enjoy it. It can be really intense, and you can just really enjoy it, or you can scream and hold and pull and do all of that. So it's really up to you how you react to the process, and things will come up. The stuff that's left, the anchors that are left, the old DNA, the old stuff that is no longer needed will come up.
And that's okay.
Yes, and it will come up when you're ready, but there needs to be places in you for the next level of your spirit to be able to download into you and to bring that stream of information through. And so really just committing to that, committing to letting go, and you don't have to force it. It's going to come. The messages will come. Okay, what's my next level of letting go? And it's not about just getting to minimalist nothingness. It's really not about that. It's really about listening to, and we've just found that it does get less because that's the process. It's really about letting go so that there's more space everywhere.
And less, this seems very cliche, but it's really anchored in all of our energy bodies. Less becomes more. Why? Because simplicity is what flows through your life. The feng shui of simplicity in your life, in your energy bodies, it is really what creates that space for more love, more light, higher love and light quotients, more of your divine presence,
clarity in your mind,
more lining up with synchronicity, with things coming into your life faster, that what you need, that what you want, that what you're craving for. So it may seem like things get simpler, but they get complexer in the fact that more and more of your multidimensional energies can become one with you in your life.
Yeah. And we're with you, and you're with us.
Yeah.
And so if it feels like there's less and less people as you move on your journey, it's okay. We all need to go through this alone bridge time, this time of cleansing, of filtering.
And it's an illusion as well. It's an illusion.
It's an illusion that we're alone. We're not alone.
There are a lot of people, and it really isn't even about how many people it is. It's about your journey, because
millions of us.
You've got to follow what your presence and your team are guiding you towards. And we are perhaps one of the vehicles in which you are getting these type of messages, but your divine presence can show you in so many other ways, just like we get it in so many other ways as well.
Yeah. Beautiful. You have anything else to share?
No, thank you so much, guys. Like and subscribe. We love connecting with you guys in this way. Comment below, and we will see you again next time. Thank you so much. Lots of love.